Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you for joining back for another video. In today's video, you see I'm kind of already started at the moment, but we will be installing coilovers on the Supra today. We will finally be slamming the car. Tired of stock height, the stock gap. Can't deal with that anymore. So, I figured out the passenger side already. It was a headache. I'm gonna cut to that clip where I tried to start the video last night. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. I know we are installing coils. Yes, it is dark out, but the reason why we are wanting to do this in such a short manner is because I decided if I put the coils on and slam it in time, it should look good enough for tuner evil, right? So I found a steal on some coils, and we're gonna see today if buying secondhand coils is worth it or not. Let me be the test dummy right now. BC is known to be a good brand. No hate on them. They've been doing a lot of R&D for a while now, but they also did come with top hats as well. So I ended up picking these up for a steal. And right now, anything that's out of stock on BC's website is at least a 2 to 6 week wait time. So the fact that I have top hats already goes a long way. So with that being said, we're gonna be tearing this apart at home, and we're gonna start with the fronts because normally the fronts are known to be the hardest. So let's get the wheel off and see what we could do. Update, it's about like over exaggerating, it's like 12 o'clock in the morning. When you're doing this tends to get stuck with all the road grime and stuff. As you can see in yesterday's clip, we were fighting with the knuckle or the hub, whatever you like to call it, to get it on. And just simply because I have the tool over there, I don't want to go spoil it for you all. We didn't have a hub separator, spreader tool. It essentially just goes in there and allows it to spread it apart. So I will be filming this side now that I know exactly what's going on the first side now. I have not touched the rears yet. We've only done the front right corner. So we will be starting with that now. We will be taking off the wheels, getting to the suspension first. But before I get to that, we're going to show you what tools you're going to need. So quickly, we're going to be moving into the engine bay. As you can see, I already have the covers off. You have cover 1, which covers over your brake booster, and that has this cover underneath it, which is held on by 2 of these clips. So you just take a little clip remover tool, pull it up, pop it out. And now we're going to move underneath in here. Kind of got a starter already. Take out sensor 1, sensor 2. For me, I loosen, come on. Lighting, there we go. I loosened that, it's 2 18s, and then I come up here. On the other side, I did take out the tie rod just to make my life easier so it could drop more. We're gonna see in this scenario if I can just move it down and out, and it'll be easier now that I have the tool. And what we're gonna do next is also take out the sway bar end link. So after you take out the sway bar end link, I am going to go behind there with the spreader tool and try to get it to come down. As you can see, this is the tool that I was talking about. As you tighten it more and more, you can see it pushes against the other one and it spreads this out, which in results spreads the hub out now. So as you see prior, we were fighting with it a lot, and all for unnecessary means. So another additional tip, I did end up taking out the sway bar. Made life a little bit easier just because I'm not in the way. When you're putting it back in, I'll show you the easiest way to like slide it in so you're not like disrupting the flow of the shot going up. So with that, we're gonna spread the rear, and after you do that, it's gonna be holding on by the top 4 here. So with that being said, just loosen off 3, and then on the 4th one, hold it on its way out and pull it out. All right, so I already have it back there. about to get it to open. But this is exactly why you would take out the tie rod, because as you can see, it is already starting to overextend. So I am going to put the jack underneath there, jack it up, take some weight off of it, and then take that off, and hopefully I'll allow this shock to come all the way down, and then I'll be able to take the OEM shock out. All right, as you see, some time has passed. That's the tool right there at work. So got it out. Gonna clean up the BC and then put it in there. All right, we got everything tidied up. See, we got the shock, the whole coilover in. You know, when you go coilovers, you are no longer running your adaptive coilovers, so you want to zip tie it up and put that up out the way. But oh yeah, I was just about to throw the wheel on and I almost realized I didn't do an update. See, it got dark out quick, but just trying to chug along, do the rears. But I'll show you guys what the front looks like now. I think y'all deserve that now. Alright guys, drum roll please. Here we go. Oh my god, on video. I'm just geeking. But that's hot. That's fucking hot. Oh my god. But don't look at the review. But yes. So we're gonna get onto the rear now. If it's easy enough, I will show you on the first side. Just probably for simplicity's sake, I'll probably knock that side out first and show you on this side and show you how it goes. But for the most part, I love this. I love this, but we're only halfway there. So let's get her done. All right, guys, I just finished up the last side. It was actually pretty relatively straightforward. I was just more or less taking my time. So what you want to start off by doing, you want to take off your two wires that's holding onto the shock. One of them is going to plug into your actual shock. You unplug that. You're gonna zip tie that up and out the way when you're done. After that, you're gonna want to take off your under shield that covers all the bolts. Once you take that off, you are going to want to take off the nut for the shock. After you take off the nut for the shock, you are going to take off this long arm. Once you get the shock bolt out, you're gonna take out this one. Couldn't really see it from there. It's gonna be the one that actually holds the bucket all the way to the knuckle. So once you take that off, that will be able to have everything drop out. And then of course you take off your three E12s up here on your shock, and the shock will slide right out. All right guys, here's everything put together. Have the three up here. Make sure you always set your dampener to middle, and then you could always adjust up and down from there to your liking. Remember to, because I just remembered this, I gotta loosen this, but you're gonna put both of your cables here to let them rest, and then this one you're gonna zip tie up. And make sure your purge is always sitting on the top. Not a lot of people tell you that, but if you have done divorce springs before, I haven't done them a lot in my past, but always put the purge on top. But with that being said, I'm just gonna wrap up things now and get the car in the ground and show you what it looks like on all fours, because very well worth it. Bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba 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 bum bum ba ba bum ba ba da ba da ba ba da da da. The rear could come down a little bit more, but the front fitment, oh my god, it's pretty good. I kind of like the front fitment off rip. It does have to settle still, so the rear will be coming down, but I'm gonna go take it for a drive, go find a nice parking lot, go show you some nice angles, maybe do a small little edit, but we'll catch up when we get there. Just got to tidy up a couple more things in the front end, and like put on the undershield, just tidy all this stuff up and make sure everything's good. Rear could come down more, but we'll work on that.